got that 10 that you owe me?
Oh, yeah, dude, 100%. Next week, I got you.
You've been saying next week for the last 2 years.
The thing is, this week coming up, it's really happening, bro. I got you.
All right, man, so that video.
What's cracking, guys? Omar Isuf here, back with another video. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video, but this is my best damn tip when it comes to getting stronger. I have not previously talked about. I'm going to reference Dragon Ball Z because I do get some inspiration from Dragon Ball Z. Els is telling me actually to point this way. Goku increasing the gravity. Essentially, the mind games we play with ourselves and how they actually can be beneficial when it comes to getting stronger. So a few different things have led me to this conclusion, and when I've started doing this, I actually am feeling a lot better, a lot stronger as a result. At Fortis Fitness, the weights, the metal weights, are actually heavier than average. They're heavier than 45 pounds. I made a brief video a few years ago measuring some of the weights, just proving this, that not all gym plates that say whatever they are, so if it says 45 pounds, that they're not 45 pounds. But I didn't take an extensive look at Fortis Fitness, the plates, to try and measure out, on average, how much they weigh. I did that recently because we got competition plates which are calibrated, so if they say 45 pounds, they are 45 pounds. But I wanted to know the regular plates, how much they weighed. And when I did this, we found that they were at least 46 pounds. So most plates were 1 pound, 2 pounds, even 3.5 pounds over what they said they were, the 45-pound plates. And this is huge when it comes to lifting. Think about it. If you do a 5-plate deadlift, and that's 10 plates in total, 10 45s, each plate is 2 pounds on average heavier. That's 20 more pounds. So instead of 495, that's actually 515 pounds. That's a huge difference. Now, I've spoken to Sean about this before, and actually what he said, of course he has a reference for this, he intensely did this where training, the way that you train should be harder so that when you go to a competition where they use calibrated weights, it's actually easier for you when you go there because you're lifting 500 thinking it's 500, but it's actually 525. So when you go to meet and you try and compete, that 500 is going to fly up and you're going to be able to even handle more weight than you previously thought. So using this as a basis, and also an interesting study when it comes to steroids. I don't know if you guys probably remember, I made another video on a very interesting steroid study, the power of the brain essentially, where they're given humans, individuals, just basically placebo, sugar pills telling them, hey, this is steroids, we're gonna measure your performance. And these were trained individuals, highly trained individuals, saying, you know what, finally we can legally give you steroids, we will give you steroids, this will increase your performance. They gave them these placebo pills, sugar pills, and then they gave another group of people nothing. They just said, just train as hard as you can, and they're both equated in terms of their skill level. They're both seasoned lifters, these two groups. And those that thought they were using steroids, well, their performance shot up. Whereas those that didn't know, obviously they weren't taking anything at all. They just thought, hey, I just got to work hard. They experienced no extra gain. So those that thought they were taking some sort of special substance to increase their performance went up. And you could play these same mind games with yourself. So at Fortis here, 315 isn't 315, it's 325. Here's the thing, I don't think about it like that. I think 315 is just 315 in my head. If I want a PR, then when it comes time, I'll use the calibrated plates that we got recently, which are truly 315. So when I'm handling that 315, it feels more like 300. Well, guess what? In my head, when I load up that weight, I think it's lighter. So I don't think it's the actual weight. I think it's even lighter. I'm overly optimistic. And this actually happened by chance, by accident with me, because I was using over a year ago kilo plates. I had no idea what I was doing. I thought I loaded up. I wanted to load up on the overhead press, whatever, like 180 pounds. I ended up doing about 185 pounds I loaded up. I'm like, oh, I'll go for 5. This should be pretty difficult, but I should be able to do this. And I did it, and that actually was a PR, the 185, because I didn't know how much weight was truly on. It was kilos. I didn't convert it correctly. I was just getting used to that. I was lifting more weight than I thought I was, and it felt even easier. What does that show? Sometimes when it comes to weight, we psych ourselves out. We kind of know what 315 feels like. As the weight gets heavier, mentally it gets even heavier in our head. So if we do away with that bullshit, if we think more optimistically, right, you don't have to measure out your plates. At Fortis, we just so happen to have heavier plates. So I know whatever I'm lifting, it's at least that, if not more. So I do 500 pounds on the deadlift, it's more like 515, something like that. When I eventually move towards calibrated plates, I know then it's even lighter. You can do the same thing with your weights. With the gym that you lift at, you don't have to once again measure the weights at your gym. What you do have to do is stop thinking that the weights are so damn heavy. If we take a look at that steroid study, as soon as they entertain the possibility that, oh, I'm taking something that's gonna help me out, well, their performance shot up. So if you stop psyching yourself out when it comes to lifting heavy, you stop thinking, oh, 500 pounds, I gotta get heavy. It's like, man, you know what, instead of 500 pounds, maybe tell yourself it's 490. Maybe tell yourself it's 480 pounds. Just think it's lighter than it actually is and really apply yourself. I used to do this actually when it comes to clients. When they'd creep up time for a PR, I would load up whatever the weight is and I'd say, all right, this is the last heavy warm-up before the actual PR. So I want you to just focus on this, kill it. And for a lot of people, you know, they trust their trainer. They're not gonna go and count the weight. And so instead of being the last warm-up, it would be their PR weight and they would smoke it and then be like, all right, I'm ready for the PR. And boom, they would actually get it. I find that as humans, obviously, when it comes to accomplishing something, sometimes we get a little bit of fear. Fear creeps in, but we got to know that fear is the mind killer. Just like on Dragon Ball Z, this is the reference I was going to throw out there, that for us, for here at Fortis, it's kind of like Goku when he was training to fight Frieza, and so he went and increased the gravity that he was training underneath. It's the same idea. You don't want to use lighter plates, you want to use heavier plates so that when you do actually have that day, meet day, or you want a PR and you use the calibrated plates, well, guess what, man? You're going to be lifting, it's going to feel a lot lighter, but you don't have to have heavier weights to do this. You just have to stop thinking in your head, oh no, 500 pounds, shit, I don't know if I'm going to do this. This is the power of, what's the phrase? Positive thinking, and I truly mean that. Don't get yourself all psyched out of the lift before you even start. Don't give up before you even start the lift. My best piece of advice is to enter the gym with a positive mental attitude, and you can even start doing some of those small little tricks in your head, thinking to yourself, oh, okay, you know what? Instead of 315, this is 310 pounds. It's easy. Don't think, shit, it's hard. I gotta really apply myself. You're already setting yourself up for failure. That's all I really want to talk about. I've been applying this myself. That's why when I went away recently, I had to do 315 for 8 sets of 3. Well, I damn well know when it comes to Fortis, the 315 here is more like 325. So I'm going away to another gym. It's a commercial gym. The weights are probably a little bit lighter. It's going to go easy. And so even though I didn't feel the best on that day, I got the job done because I knew I could do it. And I convinced myself once again that the weights were just a little bit lighter. That tricks that we could play with our head are very important when it comes to trying to lift more weight and be better in the gym. That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, make sure to like the damn video, and I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.
Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.